Okay, so this is part 2. Hopefully it won't take too long. So I've zigzagged around the photograph. I think I've got that on very slightly crooked, which is annoying, but not the end of the world. Because this is quite flimsy, I want to line, this is going to be obviously the front cover of my notebook, so I want to line it. So I'm going to glue it to this paper, which is from My Porch Prince Granny's Attic. And to do this, I use an acetone-based glue, and I do it quite, when I could get it to come out. It's not playing, there we go. Don't usually have trouble with this glue. For some reason it's slightly clogged. There we go. So I'm just going down the centre. I don't know, it's just got thick because I'm getting to the end of the bottle. It's coming out now, there we go. So I want it down the centre and over the covers, but not, you don't need to put too much in. I'm going to stitch again, so just make sure that centre has got plenty of glue down it, because that's where we're going to fold. And line this one up. Pressing that down. That was my light. I'm not having much luck today. I'm cutting off the excess, as you can see. Okay, so that's that. I've got my fold line. I am going to stitch around the edges, and I'm going to leave this rolling, so you might just want to fast forward this bit. Hopefully it won't take too long. So around the edges. So this is our cover, and I'm just going to gently fold this along the crease line. It will buckle slightly because our outer layer is stretching over the inner layer. When both pieces of paper are quite thin, it's not really a big deal. And especially for a sort of little throwaway project like this. So that's our cover. So we've got two things left to do. We've got to stitch some pages into it, and we've got to decorate it with the buttons. So for the pages, I've picked out some tea stain paper that are 8 1/4 by 5 3/4, and then some other oddments which are a similar size. They're not quite the same size. I have already folded these in half, so I'm just going to put them together. I'm going to have this one on the outside, 2 of the tea stained, a bit of ledger paper, 2 of the tea stained, and a ledger paper. So put those together. Make sure they're put down. So those are going to sit inside our cover. Okay, so to sew those in, for a project like this, I keep it really simple. I'm just going to paper clip the pages to the cover. Okay, make sure that's still okay. And then I'm just going to make 3 holes, and I'm going to do it by eye. So I'm looking for the middle approximately. And then I'm going to come in about 1 inch at the top and a similar amount at the bottom here. And then I'm going to take some waxed linen thread. It's quite a fine one. I prefer to use a fine linen thread. And I'm just going down through the centre hole, back through this one, all the way down to the bottom. Just pull that tight, and then back up in the centre, but I want my thread to be on the opposite side. She says I haven't got it on the opposite side. There we go. I think I had a bit too much thread there. These need to come out on opposite sides of this central one. Let's just cut that off. And then I just ease that, check that this is taut on the back, and then just tighten a knot. For this one, I'm going to pop it in a bow, just in case anybody wants to add some beads or something. These. And there's our book. Almost finished. I'm just going to put some buttons down here. I've got 3 little brown buttons. I'm going to glue these on. You could stitch them on, but I'm choosing to sort of do faux stitching. So I've got some Irish linen thread here that I've doubled over. I got this from Carol, Cow's Journals. And I'm just threading it as though I were threading a button. Tying it off. And then I'm just going to use this art glitter glue, which is a really strong PVA, to glue these buttons on here. I've got 3 buttons that are sort of decreasing slightly in size. That was intentional. I think it looks a little bit better. I don't always do it. Sometimes I use them the same size, but for this, 3 different sizes. And that's our finished project. Simple, quick, quite effective, quite vintage and useful if you like little notebooks. So there's Pene's original and there's my inspired by version. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.